This is the felted slipper class. These were made on my 60 cylinder with big hooks, and this happens to be Plymouth Mushishi, which is a very big yarn and is not what I'm using right now. Here is unfelted and here is felted. So I'll walk you through the steps. Start with your waste yarn, and the first thing we're going to do is make a toe. So we're going to start right here at your right hand mark, and make sure you know exactly where you're starting, because we are going to be hanging this like a hem at the very end. So your starting point needs to be known. We're going to go as soon as we get the latch on the correct side. Okay. Don't know why we're having this trouble, but we are. Okay, we're going to go around and we're going to stop center front, and we're going to pick up our stitches for whatever toe of choice you would like to make. I'm going to make my toe of choice.
Is that like half? Are you at the halfway point?
No, I've split my red marks. Okay, now if you use a heel spring, I'm going to engage my heel spring. Right here you need to hang on to this or put a clip on. I just hang on to it. So we're going to go over, and then I'm going to pick up the first two, and you just want to make sure it stays, stitch stays on the needle.
So you picked up two first time.
And now we're going to go one and one.
One.
And one thing about non-superwash yarn is a lot of times it's a little on the sticky side. So make sure that your heel spring really is working before you get going, and you don't have a big lot of yarn. And my machine is set to the lowest, biggest tension. My knob is turned all the way down as far as it'll go. And the cams will still work. If you hear metal on metal, you need to bring your tension back up a little bit because you've gone too far. Now I'm going to make my toe be just a little bit wider than I normally would, because we're going to felt this and it's going to get smaller. And I'm going to put some I'm going to put my heel hook in now. And when you are using the loosest tension, you may need to move your heel hook more than you're used to moving it, because these little stitches like to pop off.
So you did two down, two down.
No, these are all ones.
Now you're one, but what about up front, when you were up front?
Don't ask those kind of questions.
I think we could see what you did.
Okay, basically my toe is done. I picked up two, so I have a wrap left. I'm now going to put all my needles down, double check for latches, take the heel spring off, and now we're going to do our foot length. And pretty much you can do whatever you do for a normal sock. This is all going to depend when you get done on your felting. So I'm going to do 65 rows. Okay, as you can see, we have quite a bit of length here, but that's okay. It's all gonna shrink up on purpose. We're gonna stop center front and we're gonna do a deeper heel, and I have a 60, so I'm gonna pick up my 4th needle back. And make a heel. Oh well. Now, you can do the heel however you do it, but I always pick up 2 when I start. Like I said, the yarn is a little sticky, so you need to make sure that it doesn't catch and give yourself a loop when you're coming back and forth on your heel. And we're making our heel a little bit wider. And when I do my last one, I do 2 stitches, 2 needles, 2 needles. And if you saw that, when you have your tension as loose as it is, you can't cheat like I like to do and have your needle be a little bit on the upside when you're doing your heel, because the cam does not like it. So you need to have it a little bit further, and that's why you probably need to move this a little more often, because you have to make sure and just watch to make sure you don't have it pushed so far down that you don't shut your latch. Now we're going to put all of our needles down, and we're going to do this part right here that goes in between where your heel is and where the tab starts. So I'm going to do 6 rows. Stop center front. Now this time when you pick up your needles, I'm going to pick up all 30 of them on the back side. I'm not sure it will be easier.
And you're on a 60 cylinder?
This is a 60, so here's my half mark, and I picked up all 30. I'm going to engage my heel spring, and now we're going to make the little tab section. So we're going to pick up 2, come around, pick up 2 more. And each time we pick up right now, we're going to be doing 2 at a time. Until we have 4 sets of 2 on each side. And about this time is a really good time to move your heel hook up. Now we have 2 here, we're going to go over here, and this time we're only going to pick up 1 needle. We're going to come back over here, pick up 1 needle, and now we're going to put 2 down. And if you can see, we're putting the 1 needle that we just picked up and half of the double set. This makes a little nicer look to the tab even though we're felting it. So every time you put down, you should be splitting.
And now you're just putting down 1 on each side?
No,
No? 2?
2.
Okay.
The tab is always 2 at a time except for when we get ready to split.
Okay.
Okay, now we're going to stop center front again, put all our needles down. Again, check for those wonderful open latches. Take our heel hook off, and the 6 rows we just knit a few minutes ago, we're going to knit again. Stop center front. This time we're going to do the deep heel again, so pick up your 4th needle back if you're on the 60. Pick up your needles. This is what one uses when one's dropped their tools on the floor. Engage your thing, and we're going to make the same exact heel we just made. And move your heel hook up as needed. And again, like I said, make your heel a little wider at the end because this is going to felt. See, really good at that, putting them not all the way down. Okay, I'm done with my heel. Put all my needles back down again. Check for my latches. Now we're going to do the other foot. And it does make a nicer fit if you do the other foot a couple rows less than the first foot. So I did 65, so I'm going to do 63. And we're going to stop center front again, and guess what? We're making a toe. I'm sure many of you could have figured that out already. And make the same toe you did at the very beginning, starting and stopping in the same places. And again, watch for this sticky yarn. And I just do the two, I treat them as one needle, that's my rounded toe. That's just the way I do things, but you can do the toe of your choice, which you need to put the needles down further for. As you can see, I'm not very good at that. Let's move these guys one more time. Okay, once again, we're going to stop center front, put all your needles down, check your latches. Okay, now this is where you're going to take your weight off, your buckle off, sometimes easier said than done. And then I always get rid of this. Could have gotten rid of it quicker, but I didn't. And of course, when you want it to be easy, it's never easy. Usually this pulls right out and life is good. Okay, now we're going to take the extra, if you have a fork, anything that you can use to weight the other side down, because we're going to stick our hand in here and pull it up. And the first time I ever did this, I pulled all the stitches off. So you need to have a weight, and I use 2 heel hooks. If you have something else you can use, go ahead, whatever you can do so you can weight both sides. You have another set of forks. So we just want to weight on both sides of the sock, because you're going to now, this looks like a mess right here. Here's your tab. There's your heel. And we're going to reach in here, keeping it as straight as you can. And pull this one up inside the other one. Now this is why you need to have your tool that you dropped on the floor. Make sure you start and stopped at the same place. So we're going to hang this like a hung hem. I'm sure many of you know how to do this. Why, when I'm doing this for someone to watch, does it feel like you're waiting for water to boil?
All good.
Okay, then I always wrap the tail around the needle you started with, and if you just hold this down as you're going around, because when you get over here, this is two thicknesses, so it doesn't knit as easy as you would like. Couple of hints when you are setting your machine up for as loose a tension as it'll go. Make sure that you can go back and forth, because sometimes, I don't know why, it will knit right with that loose tension, but it doesn't like going left. So if your machine makes any growly noises or unhappy noises, tighten the tension back up a little bit, because you don't want to be scraping your needle butts or your cams. If for some reason you drop a stitch and you're having a hard time picking it up, just don't sweat it. Carry on. You're felting it. You can fix it when you're done. No one's going to step on it or worry about it. You can just deal with it at the end. Don't have a problem with that. Let's see what else. Almost done here.
What if they don't have 2 heel hooks?
Hopefully they have a fourth. You know,
Just a 4.
necessity is the mother of invention. Figure something out. Get your kid over there to hold one side while you pull it up. I don't know. Your husband, whoever happens to be around, significant other, I don't care. I mean, just a lot of times you just need something to hold that side down is all. And there's our last one. So now I just use my fingers to help keep it down, because we're just going to do one round of this. I'm going to stop right there. Cut the yarn for your Kitchener tail. Oh great, pull your heel spring out. Me and my latches today are not having fun. I'm gonna start right there. Okay, now if you want, because you don't want to get messed up, you can at this point take this yarn out.
Oh.
And why is that? Why today is everything being troublesome? There you go. The one sock is firmly anchored inside the other. And the whole point of this is when we felt it, it keeps it from twisting and having problems. So now you can do however many rows you want to do before you Kitchener. Or I do 15 or 20 and start the next one. So a second, we'll take this off. Since I remember that I have 2 heel hooks on. Okay, so here we go. Find your heels. Stick your heels together. Go down here. Stick your toes together. Now you can Kitchener. Now, it doesn't matter, you can Kitchener from the knit side, or you can turn it inside out, just like a sock. And Kitchener from the purl side, whichever way you're more comfortable with. But when you're done, you will have these 2 rows of purl where you joined it, and usually you want those on top because you don't want those on the bottom where your foot walks. So that is the inside, and that would, the outside, so that would be the side that you had the couple rows longer on. Now felt it, and when you get done, make sure you stick your foot in there so it fits properly. And double check how the felting's going, but you have a double thick. Makes a very nice slipper sock. Thank you.
Very nice. All right.